What is going on, everybody? It's your boy John, and welcome back to Gearbox. So today we have a little bit different of a video for you guys. Obviously, this channel is primarily going to be based around cars, JDM cars, and I guess American trucks, to be specific. And yes, I love that. But another passion of mine is flying. As some of you guys may or may not know, I have my private pilot's license and have had it for a good amount of years now, probably 8 years now. And it's been wonderful. Opened up a lot of experiences, a lot of networking connections, that type of stuff. But really when it comes to flying, really the next step in my aviation journey is getting my instrument rating. And for those who know kind of the jargon and the lingo of flying, your instrument ticket is pretty damn hard and pretty damn important. And so what I want to do today is express three points or ideas that in my 10 hours of instrument training thus far that have become apparent to me that just need to be met and need to be talked about in order to set yourself up for success when you're doing your instrument training. So without further ado, let's get right in to number one. Before we get started, I want to throw out there that as we go on, these are going to get increasingly more important. Obviously, all of them are important in their own way, shape, or form, but the last one is key. So anyway, number one here is getting good study material. Whether you're talking about purchasing the Sporty's knowledge app, whether you're talking about Pilot's Cafe documentation, whatever. Shepherd Air, I think, has some. There's a million of them out there, but ultimately the foundation of instrument flying is your studying. Now, studying to a lot of people sounds awful, and it is, but it's unbelievably important, and you have to pass a written test anyway, so you might as well, before you ever get into a plane in an instrument flight, get onto your studying. The Sporty's app is what I've used, and it's phenomenal. Not only do you have study guides and practice tests and that type of stuff, but you also have videos. So instead of just reading or listening about certain concepts, let's call it holding patterns, you have visual representation to back those words up and get a better understanding of what you're actually doing in the airplane, and more importantly, why you're doing it. Invest in a good app, invest in good study materials. That is going to set you head and shoulders above everyone else from the first second you step in that plane, and it's going to make your life a hell of a lot easier. Point number two for IFR flying, in my opinion, is fly with an iPad. Yeah, you probably saw this one coming, but flying with an iPad, and specifically with the ForeFlight app, is paramount to your success in situational awareness, in flight planning, and just having a scratch pad for writing down air traffic control instructions. All of these sort of things is going to make your life a heck of a lot easier. Now, for face value, as I just mentioned, it's flight planning. All right, type in the airport, type in this airport. But then you have the ability to, all right, if I'm going to Greenville Downtown Airport and we're going to fly the ILS runway 1, I have the ability to pull up that ILS plate, overlay that on the actual map so you can track your airplane as you're hitting these fixes, and it's that immersion that you need to have the situational awareness to know what's going on. Outside of that, you have weather. You can get your METAR, your TAFs, your winds aloft, your SIGMETs, your AirMets, all that type of stuff. You have all of your frequencies on file right at your fingertips. And once again, you have the scratch pad. If you're familiar with instrument flying at all, you know the acronym CRAFT, cleared to, route, altitude, frequency, and transponder. When air traffic control gives it to you, they're not messing around. So you have to be able to write that down unless your memory is phenomenal. Mine is not. So anyway, iPad. I'm telling you, it might be expensive, but invest in it because you're investing in yourself and investing in your success in instrument flying. And there would be nothing worse than to pour so much money into instrument flying and all that training and the hourly cost for planes and hourly cost for your instructor to just straight up fail. That is not what you want to do. Invest in yourself with an iPad. Now on to the third and most important point in instrument flying. For the grand finale of them all, the third point in this list, and arguably the most important lesson that I have learned in instrument flying up to this point, is get a good instructor. I have had the pleasure of flying with plenty of good CFIs in the past, both through private pilot, both through just going up and flying and they happen to be a CFI, all of these sort of things. But you always hear the horror stories of people getting in planes with CFIs that just, you don't mesh well. Whether it's, your demeanors are different in the aircraft, or whether their coaching style does not mesh with your playing style, so to speak. There's a lot of different things. Another one is explaining concepts and being able to make sure that you as the student are able to understand the concepts. Some CFIs just don't have it. They're kind of black and white, and that's it. All of this has been an extremely, extremely great experience for me with my current flight instructor. Now, as much as I would love to say his name and say his airport and who he works for and whatever, I'm not going to do that. But just know that this gentleman has really shown me the importance of a great flight instructor. He's a great teacher. He can communicate really, really well. He understands my strong suits and my weaknesses. He is able to talk through procedures and other, pieces of instrument flying that are otherwise extremely vague and weird. And he's able to dumb it down, not to belittle me, but to help me understand and build that foundation and then grow upon that. Once again, I've had great instructors before, but I think instrument flying is a little different. It's a lot more cerebral. There's a lot more just stuff thrown at you, and the ability for a CFI to really get those points across and make you a proficient and effective instrument pilot is paramount. None of the other things mentioned, nothing else. It doesn't matter if you're flying a King Air or Gulfstream. None of those things matter if you don't have the foundation to be a good instrument pilot, and all of that is going to come from your flight instructor. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. Yes, I know it's a little bit different than what you're used to, but if you did appreciate the pilot talk, give this video a big fat thumbs up. If you have any questions on instrument flying, if you want me to talk more about aviation in general, whatever, drop them in the comments section down below. And as always, guys, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. You know the drill. And until next time, peace. 留在自己那张脏乱的床，手摆好姿态对我装上了糖，感觉很忙。